Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel Amor Ameruano. My name is Krista. My boyfriend's name is Alex, but he is not here with me today because we are doing another English video. I guess my search history or just the videos that we've been putting out recently have stirred up the perfect storm of of results when I'm on YouTube because I stumbled across this video out of nowhere and it is called Mexicans Are My Type. I would never date a black man. And so I was like, okay. And I clicked on the video. It's by creator Lonnie Love. It's about 4 years old, but the frustration that she expresses is something that I have felt as well. And I'm pretty sure that other people can relate to. And so even though it's older, I wanted to resurface it, talk about it a little bit, see how much I agree with the things that she is stating. I've watched maybe a minute of the video just to give myself an idea of what we're getting into. But yeah, let's see exactly where she's getting with Mexicans being her type and black guys not being her type. Here we go.
So I just want to talk about something because it's been about mine a lot, and a lot of people ask me about it, and sometimes people criticize me or talk about me about this situation, and there's a lot of things that I can't help about the situation. Basically, I've never ever in my life dated a black guy. I've talked to them like friends, but I've never dated an African American guy.
Same. I've never dated an African American man. And it's not been because of, I don't want to say for lack of a trying. Being as passionate as I am about Spanish, it just felt really strange for reasons that maybe we'll discuss in other videos. But it was really hard for me to connect with people that were monolingual and did not appreciate other cultures, did not really find any interest in people that spoke other languages, that felt that I was being a sellout by speaking Spanish. It was very hard, especially in the South when I moved down here, to find somebody who appreciated a bilingual or a multilingual skill set that wasn't themselves bilingual or multilingual.
Since I've been alive, I've never had an attraction towards them or anything.
I understand what she's going for, but at the same time, the wording is what's getting me. Saying that you're not attracted to black people when you can be black and you can be Latino, you can be black and be Asian. There's a lot. It's just very weird when somebody says I'm not attracted to that, because I don't know. It feels exclusionary, which is fine because you have a preference, and preferences are by definition exclusionary. You just have to make sure that you choose the right words, So yeah, and again, this was 4 years ago. She probably has a better handle on how to express herself now, and I get that she's also expressing herself from a place of frustration, so benefit of the doubt.
And I only date, and I feel like my only preference is Hispanic guys, and that's that's what I like. And sometimes people talk about me or they don't understand why, and it's just something that I like. It's just something that I'm attracted to.
I sympathize with her in the sense that what you like is what you like, and the fact that people feel like they are in a place to question you or interrogate you about the fact that you don't like what they like or you don't like what they think you should like is absolutely beyond me. If you're happy in a certain relationship with a certain kind of person, it's nobody else's business as long as it's a healthy relationship. Sometimes you're attracted to certain characteristics intrinsically and the person just happens to not match you on the outside. What is the problem?
Never dated anything else but basically Mexican guys. So
my first boyfriend was Mexican.
I try to think if I would picture myself with somebody else or another race. And I just don't know. That's personally what I've liked, what I've liked since I had an interest in guys.
I will also say, just devil's advocate, whatever you start out with when you date, people tend to go with moving forward because you feel comfortable. This is a known area of expertise, right? So, and I mean, I've thought about it more and I've read about it more when it comes to, unfortunately, abusive relationships, right? If you start out with an abusive relationship, and you're the product of an abusive relationship, and that's what you're around and you know, then you're going to tend to be attracted to the things that you know. So I would say that when it comes to relationships in general and just being attracted to people, if you start out in a certain relationship, there might be something there in terms of you dating versions of that same person. In my experience, with my first serious boyfriend being Mexican from Mexico, after I broke up with him, I still really was attracted to Mexican men because it just felt familiar, right? I knew that Spanish and I knew certain things about the food and the culture. It was a very positive relationship to an extent. And so in my head, I associated dating this Mexican man with a positive dating experience. So, I think that that was what I started to look at when I left the relationship and was ready to move forward. I was open to everybody and anything, but when I came across somebody who was Mexican that found me attractive, it just felt more familiar.
Sometimes there's a lot of things with me being African American and like Puerto Rican and me dating a full-blown.
Puerto Ricans are not their own race. That drives me absolutely nuts when people describe themselves and they say, oh, I'm Black and Puerto Rican, or I'm Black and Dominican. Dominican, Puerto Rican, Cuban, they're not their own race.
Mexican and me being considered brown and he being considered brown, and like everything with that, as far as when it's time to meet someone's parents. Sometimes they may be deeply in love with the kind of person I am, and they're like extremely scared to like introduce me to their parents. I've had guys introduce me to their parents, and like I always have an issue, it seems like, with the mother, because she doesn't want.
The Mexican guy I dated, his mother was the reason that we broke up. I'll just leave it there. We'll talk about it in another video, but I 100% agree and relate with her.
Her son marrying or being with or potentially having a baby. I don't want a baby, but like sometimes the guys that I've dated want a child, and there's a lot of things that like that just can't happen like in their culture. Like they can't, most parents of Hispanic guys don't approve of a brown baby.
I won't say most,
especially
but
the baby being brown, just being a Mexican brown baby. If the baby was Mexican and Black, basically, that would be an issue.
I've gotten this.
And it's just a lot of stuff with that, but it's just what I like.
If there's one thing that I could go back and tell my younger self, it would be to not feel that you have to justify your preferences, your interests, or the people that you are attracted to other people. Because I can see all over her face just how kind of beside herself she is, because she's had this conversation over and over and over. And I absolutely sympathize with this because I've been there where people are just digging and digging and digging and asking me why I'm interested in something, because I am. Sorry, I don't mean to get excited, but I absolutely relate to where she's coming from right now. And it's just stirring up some emotions.
Like, yeah, you deal with a lot of stuff. You deal with a lot of people talking about interracial relationships and stuff, or saying certain things about the Latin culture, like saying that they're all cheaters.
Yes.
I personally don't know about that, but I personally only got it cheated on one time by like a Hispanic person. Or
same. If y'all want a story time on that, I can share it with you, but it was bad. It was so bad. Just let me know in the comments if you're interested in the story, and I'll put on my big girl pants and I'll put it together for y'all.
Hispanic guy or whatever. I don't know. I just never went on the other side. I just never dated my type, my race. Never dated someone Puerto Rican either. I've never dated white, Asian.
I don't like her wording, but I understand what she's trying to say. I have dated white guys. I have dated Asian guys. Yeah, but I understand what she's saying.
Are just like Mexican guys. And
my other thing with that is so many people think that somebody's Mexican when they're not. So where do you draw the line? And when do you decide if you're attracted to the person if they're not wearing something across their chest that says 100% Mexican? You know what I mean? So if somebody's just walking down the street and you think they look Mexican, are you attracted to them, or do they have to say that they are Mexican for you to be attracted to them? You know what I mean? And that's my problem with this particular stance, is how do you really know unless somebody shares? And even then, where do you draw the line? Because you can be part Mexican or half Mexican or whatever, but where do you draw the line? You know, this is very where it starts to feel like you're walking on landmines a bit.
And like a lot of people like to make fun of that for some reason. And
Those people are stupid.
they just can't believe that it's true. Like that you can ask anybody, like that's what it is. That's what I've liked. I don't plan on ever like crossing over to dating black guys.
Crossing over to dating black guys. Again, it's the verbiage. I understand what she's saying, but it's not what's being said, it's the way it's being said for me.
I'm just not attracted to them. I'm not attracted to like white guys. Like I just don't see an attraction. And like if I'm attracted,
Again, Hispanic is not a race. Latino is not a race. Mexican is not a race. There are white Mexicans, there are black Mexicans. So this is where this idea starts to fall apart for me.
to somebody, that's what I'm attracted to. And some people just don't understand that. Like I know there are certain girls that date, black guys, and they'd be like, "Girl, you need to get you a black guy," and it's like, well, I don't want that, Say a black guy or another race tries to come at me or whatever, and it's just like I'm not in the mindset of, oh, let me communicate with them and flirt. Like, no, I don't want to flirt or anything. It's like I just can't picture myself with something that is not my type. And what
Something. This part, and I'm not saying this to be insensitive, but this sounds ignorant. Not in the sense that she's not an intelligent young lady, but it just feels uneducated.
one thing that I hear a lot is, especially like my type of females, like African American, is they'll be like, oh, she probably, or that particular person or me probably dates out of their race because they can't get their race to like
Okay.
them.
Yes, people do say this, and it's so bizarre to me. Like, you can't get somebody here, so you go. It's so ignorant. I'm not. It's just dumb. It's dumb.
Or they've dated so much of their race that they cross over, want to try something new.
I don't like when people associate, and I'm not saying she's doing this, but I have heard people say, I'm just so tired of dating X guy. I need to try something new, or dating X type of race isn't working out for me. I think I might need to try something new. I think the thing that you need to try is a new mindset, not looking at people as categories of people, but just thinking beyond the box that you're drawing yourself, trying on a new mindset and being open to whomever meets your most important qualities and characteristics is a great mindset to have.
Where that's not an issue with me, and that's nothing of why I could possibly cross over. I've never dated nothing else but that. So it's not that I can't get a black guy to date me. I personally, one thing that I don't like about that is that I feel like because in my culture, because of my skin complexion, a lot of people think bright is better and bright is not better. And they feel like, oh, I can get her because she's attractive or whatever. Especially in the African American culture, they think that light is better.
Yeah. I actually had some experiences when I was in high school. I went to a Christian private school, and then went to a high school where one of my sisters got into an altercation with somebody. And that sister has hazel eyes. She's dark skinned and she has hazel eyes. And then I'm lighter skinned. I think I'm the lightest skinned person in my family. But when these two sisters that got into an altercation with my sister got pulled into the principal's office, they said that they thought that we were, or they said that they thought that we thought we were better than them because my sister had hazel eyes and I was lighter skinned. But yeah, there's also people that say that they would never date a light skinned person. It's just weird to me. It's so weird.
A lot of the times, and personally, it's not better. I personally like Hispanic guys who are dark.
Again, it's the verbiage. Like, oh, lighter is brighter is better. No, I personally like dark. So you're saying that darker is better. Again, it's the verbiage. I understand that she's trying to say that color doesn't matter in terms of meaning that if you're a lighter shade, you're a better grade of a human being. But it's the verbiage, man.
But basically, they bring that up, and then it's like, it's easy for me to get some guy, that's my race. And it's really a turn off anyways, because I don't like that. Like, I could go outside in my neighborhood and there's somebody that's thirsty, you know what I mean, in my where I live. So it's like, that's not it. And it's not that I've dated all of my race and I'm like worn out from it, want to try something new. That's not it either. It's just that, I don't know, I just like what I like. I don't know, I'm just fed up with it. People been asking.
You can tell.
I don't know what to say. These spirits. So that's all I gotta say.
Okay. She said a lot. Poor thing. You can tell that she's frustrated, and this maybe was a cathartic thing for her to do. Just kind of put all of her thoughts and feelings and emotions in a video and share it. I do agree with the sentiment that people shouldn't be giving you a whole lot of grief about what your preference is when it comes to dating. As long as it's not something that's unhealthy or it's something that's a racist preference, if it's something that is damaging to other people or non-consensual, big one, I will challenge Loni Love's expectation that, all Mexicans are the same, or the Mexican dating experience is the same, because it is not. And I'm sure that if she's only dated Mexican men, that she is very aware of that, unless she just lives in an area where the majority of the population is from the same area or the same state in Mexico, and you're attracted to a lot of the same similar features, and they have the similar food, similar music, those kinds of things. But all Mexicans do not look alike. They are not raised alike. They do not believe the same things. They do not speak Spanish even the same way. She did put in her comments, like for part 2 or subscribe for part 2. And I'm going to her channel now, and she has 7 videos total. And that video was her first one. She doesn't, So a lot of her other videos are just Christianity based. Who knows if she'll create the part 2, but if she does create the part 2, Loni, I'll be here, because I'm really interested in seeing if your dating preferences have changed between then and now, anything that's different for you 4 years after the fact. But I 100% hear you. I feel you. I understand where you're coming from. And I have some shared experiences as well. So it was nice for me to see that I'm not alone in that experience, and for me to read the comments and see that, a lot of people have had this experience. And I just hope that you're doing well. That's what I have to share with you all today, guys. We will see you next week in our next video. Remember that with God, all things are possible. Take care.